we have the Scopeswitch.
Indeed, we have. Recently came out from ANTIMATTER INDUSTRIES. Or just ANTIMATTER.
I've seen the video. This is one of those things that are very rare, that get me a little excited.
Yes, innovation.
Innovation, yeah. It's like so obvious, but
so
nobody thought about it before.
That's very funny. Is what I thought when I was thinking of it this morning. It's that this is such a quality of life improvement.
Oh yeah.
That
can we show it to
of course.
People? Like this is perfect, like intro or just to get an idea what we are talking about. You basically have this slider and you can zoom your traditional LPVO, low power variable scope. And it's just genius. I love it.
It's a simple system and it's just so much better because for what I've used LPVOs on the field, I barely use the zoom because it's just a pain in the ass to go back. It's quite stiff. I have to push it all around and you constantly off target.
Even if you have the throw lever, the
lever on it,
the thingy, unless you lose it because you didn't put screw glue in there and then it's gone. Yeah, this is just so much better. You can just keep doing what you're doing. You don't have to put your hand off the thing. Great. I'm really curious to try. I would love to have this, but the price.
Yeah, the price is something else.
I think it's $600. I think it's 600.
It's $600. It's $599.
So more expensive than your high-end AEG. Definitely.
I mean, you can have your AEG, an NOVRITSCH LPVO on it, a flashlight, and it's still that one mount is more expensive without the scope. It's more expensive than your whole setup.
Exactly.
So I mean, if you can afford it,
go ahead. Yeah. But with that being said, I know I've seen already some copies of this being made.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah.
Actually, I think a few days or a week, a maximum 14 days after this was announced, there was already a prototype in an Asian factory. And I mean, I saw the picture of it. So yeah, they will probably make it for what? I don't know.
150. Which is fun.
150?
150, I think. It's
actually, and there is already a 3D printed version of this as well.
I saw it. But the reason this is so expensive, and ANTIMATTER is very proud about it, it's all built in the US. Which
makes it expensive.
Which makes it expensive. Probably much better quality as well. But the thing is also, let's say we're Europeans. Getting this, it's 600 plus import plus everything. So at the end, you've got €700 to get that.
7? Probably more.
Even depending on how you get it. But
I wouldn't be surprised if it's like 800 to 1,000 in Europe. That's usually everything is a little bit more expensive. So, but yeah, it is nonetheless. It is a very cool product. I'm sure we will have it in airsoft very soon, and I'm really curious to try it. Especially even the 3D model. I mean, in airsoft, okay, for real steel, yes, you want highest quality. You want it to not fail you when you need it. I mean, that's the idea. But in airsoft, it's like, okay, if it breaks, I mean.
But there is one thing though about it that can break, and especially if it's not the highest quality, you've got exposed pulley wires.
Yes,
which is not.
You can actually see it over there in the left upper. Yes, that picture.
If we switch right here, you've got exposed pulley wires, which is, I think, like you can get entangled pretty easily with it.
Can you zoom in on it? Maybe it's like
I can't.
Okay. Anyway, there is wires, and to be fair, it's not that much exposed.
It's true, okay. But yeah,
it's okay, especially if you are not like crawling through mud and on purpose trying to kill it. Usually people in airsoft, they're like, oh, this is my replica, I want to keep it clean and nice and tidy. Oh, there is a branch, I'm not gonna go there. Then I wouldn't really be worried about this at all.
But also there's the thing that this is very cool and all, but I was talking with AK Staten last week when I went to the Milsim in Hungary, and
But you already had it?
No, he didn't have it. But how often do you actually use anything more than ×1? in airsoft. If your gun is centered, if your gun is shooting properly, you don't need any magnification.
But now the question is, you don't use it because you don't need it or because it's inconvenient to go back and do it. If it's literally just moving your hand,
I mean,
you probably use it more often.
I mean, sometimes
and it's quick.
You can use it's super quick, and that's the nice thing about it. If you will have it so close to you, you'll probably be using it much more. But it's like in airsoft, if your gun is quite appropriate at the engagement distances that you have in airsoft,
maybe you just want to see the guy's face when you hit him with the BB, and now it's literally just sliding your hand forward and then go back. Or maybe you go through bushes, you see maybe there is something, and they actually show it in their promotional video, or it was a review of it or something. It's like you are on one magnification, you find the spot in the scope, and then you zoom on it, which is much easier than trying to find it with 4 times magnification already. That's sometimes impossible because the things just look different. And then you're like, okay, it's a guy, you can pull the trigger. Or, okay, you just zoom out and you keep scanning the area. I think this would actually make me use the LPVO way more often.
I agree. I don't know
if
you've played Arma or similar games, but you have like ground branch, for example, and because it's a video game, you can actually do what the Scopeswitch does just in the game by pressing one button, and to be able to scan everything in ×1 and then zoom in immediately without losing.
But you do it on the computer.
You did it on the computer, it's amazing. But that's where it comes. Like this, just allows you to do what you're doing on the computer. So that's the very nice thing about it.
Yeah,
I think anyone that's played Arma here knows what I'm referring to. It's just such a quality of life thing.
And you use it because you don't actually have to move your hand to the back and fiddle something, and then you're like, oh, I lost it. Where is it? And now you go back, and then you try to find, and you do it again. This is a product that actually got me excited when I got it, when I got to see it the first time, and I'm really curious to try this out.
And back to that, it's such an obvious thing that never thought of doing, and I'm thinking there's so much more in airsoft that probably in airsoft and all the whole tactical world, all that can be super easily innovated, or like with a few steps can be made much better, and we just look past it because we think it's just standard now. Everybody does it. Everybody does it like that. So you just don't think about other solutions to just make it easier.
You just have to have this idea.
Yeah.
And these guys, they
had
the idea, and I love to see this.